On this episode of Nugget Project, we check out our new workshop. So yes, it's been a hot minute since we did a video, and that's because we moved house. So we have a new workshop. Obviously the last place, as I mentioned in the last video, was just a rental. It was a great little workshop, allowed me to build this new race engine and get the car faster and obviously get it ready for Bathurst, which was awesome. But now we've bought a place and we've got this new workshop. Look, obviously I'd love an American style barn with a mezzanine and all that sort of stuff and, you know, hoists, but reality is we have to deal with what we've got, and this place is pretty cool for what it is. So anyway, I'll grab the camera off the tripod and I'll show you around the new workshop. So let's have a look inside. Obviously the Nugget is still looking pretty rough after our little incident at the island, although we'll be working on that in a future episode. So if we come inside and let the camera adjust, look, it's not massive. It's got very high ceilings, which makes me think maybe I could put a hoist in here, maybe. The ceiling's not painted. I don't know what reason that's for. But yeah, look, it's nice and clean. That goes into the house, so I can literally walk out of my bedroom, open the door, and see the Nug, which is fantastic. I've got my 3D printer set up at the back there, and I've still got to set up my vinyl cutter. Got our tool chest, storage cabinets, got the workbench set up here. Excuse me, I'm still getting over a cold. I've got all my, my little power tool charging rack, my Dorian timer charging there, the Valvoline rack, and these are all sort of nuts and bolts and things, which is pretty cool. My paint rack, which I still haven't unpacked yet, so all my rattle cans and cleaning fluids and WD-40 and all that sort of stuff. And then over here is a new storage rack I've got, which I'll be putting all the car parts like drive shafts, clutches, gearboxes, and all that sort of stuff, all labeled as to what car they're for, which is pretty cool. You will notice there's a window there. Now, I don't know what the deal is with that. I presume this used to be one big roller door, and for some reason they've put in a single door and then a window. For the way I'm setting this up with basically the car, hang on, let me get up on my little step here. There we go, and you can see. So the car will be there, and that'll be where I work on the cars, and then this will be a space for sort of like engine work and all that sort of stuff. And I can bring the car in a bit and give me a bit more space. So yeah, look, it's not massive, but it's a good little place to work on the car. I'm going to put some more racking up there. I've actually got enough room here to almost put like a little mezzanine loft thing, like not something I can walk around, but big enough to actually put up wheels and tires and things like that. So let me turn the camera around, so maybe I'll do stuff like that. I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, look, it's not huge, but it's not bad. However, there is more. Cool, so look, it's not a big workshop, but it's not a bad little place. It's nice and clean, it's right next to the house. I finally have my race car home, which is great. I can literally open up my bedroom door, walk out, open the door, see my race car. It's very cool. However, this is what makes it pretty good. I have a second garage. Let me show you this one. So this is what makes this house actually pretty cool. We have a second garage, and this is where my beautiful Sora lives. Got a bit of old school rack in there. I've got some engine parts, and this place is a mess. I've not sorted this out yet. But it's tacked onto the side of the other garage. It's an L-shaped garage, so it actually goes right around the corner. Pretty cool, and it's got another roller door there. So I do have enough room, if I push the Sora all the way back, to park the Nug here as well. So I can fit 2 cars in here, which is very cool. So we go and have a look at my absolute mess. Just bear in mind, I've been working, so I've only been in the house for about 2-3 days, trying to sort stuff out. So I've got a bit of old school racking up on the wall there, which is good. So storing some parts, but I've got parts for Soras, XLs, Subarus, all sorts of stuff here. Got my engine stand. I've got the engine crane here, and somewhere, I don't know, the engine crane's everywhere. And then we've got our race wheels and this beauty, a brand new Koenig race wheel from Mish's XL Garage. So a huge thank you to Mish for sending that over. Obviously, when I had my bingle at Phillip Island, it's buckled one of my wheels pretty bad. It was a big hit. So we've got a new wheel there to move our buffed race tire over, and then we're ready for the next race in start of July, which would be cool. So I'll get that organized. So thank you once again to Mish for sending that over. I literally spoke to him, I think on the Thursday. Friday afternoon, the wheel was sitting on my veranda. Unreal customer service. Now, what I want to do with this place to make it work. Obviously, this is the wall for the garage and the inside. I want to knock a hole in this wall. So I want to basically cut a pretty much car-sized hole, like most of that wall out, so that leads into the other garage. So if we go and have a quick look back in the other garage, that would mean a hole there. So where all that 3D print and the toolbox and everything is, that would be a big hole. So I can park the car, the XL or whatever car I'm working on, forwards, and that allows me space to run the engine crane through the wall, a workshop back there, and I'll turn that into a machinery shop. Let's go back and I'll show you that. Sorry, this camera is not the best for tight spaces, but you get the drift. So if that's got a hole in the wall there, that gives us all this space here to work on engines. And I've got some other tools coming, so I want to build benches along here, all the way along the back, and a little bit there too. And we can put our, so there's a drill press over there. I've got a, what else have I got? Oh, I've got a hydraulic press down there, but I've also got some good parts coming from my dad's workshop. So I've mentioned this before, my mate Brian passed away and he left me all his tools, which was lovely. And so they're all stored at Dad's house at the moment. So we've got a like a bandsaw, like a metal cutting bandsaw, got a sandblasting cabinet. Oh, I've got a lathe too. I've got this great little lathe that he left me. Where's my lathe? There it is. I've got this beautiful little Myford lathe, which I want to set up as well. So I can set all that up in here as like a machinery shop. So basically all the dirty stuff, you know, the grinding and hopefully welding in the future will all happen back here. And so we can just bring the parts through, we can sandblast, we can weld, we can grind, cut, make tubing, exhaust, all that sort of stuff. And then basically keep that area in there as the workshop. And then this area will be storage for cars. So I'll have the Sora and potentially another car in here, and I'll just back it all the way up to the bench because the bench will come out to about here. Back that up to the bench, and then if I need to do any machinery work, I just push the cars forward and out for the day, or just at least one of them, and it gives me space to work on the cars. Now this roller door is a bit of a weird one. That just goes into the backyard. However, there is quite a bit of flat space out there, and what I'd like to do is extend the shed out, take that roller door out and actually put a wall in there with a door. I already have a door with a hole for a dog door to put in there, and that will be my home office. So I'll set up my 3D printers, my vinyl cutter, and all my work stuff so I can leave the house. The only way the kids can get me is if they come through the garage, through this hole, through that door and into there. So I can kind of escape a bit when I need to work from home. So that would be really cool, but that's a plan for the future. I think this hole in the wall is something I'd really like to do sort of ASAP if I can, within the next sort of 6 months. If possible. So here it is, here's the new Nugget headquarters. Here's where I'll be building cars and filming and doing all that sort of stuff. Look, as I said, it's not a big American style barn, it's not a LZ compound or a Cletus bloody racetrack, but it is my little place, and I think if I get that hole knocked in the wall and I can open up the space a bit more, I think it'll be a really usable workshop, which would be great. And the best thing is, it's right next to the house. I literally can just go, you know what? I've got 20 minutes, I can just walk straight in here, do some stuff to the car, which is awesome because I'm very busy with work at the moment, so it's nice to be able to just go and do like half an hour here, hour there. It's very cool. Yeah, so a couple of things. One, if anybody is good with brickwork, I know I need to put a, what do you call it, a lintel in there, like probably quite a big lintel in there, and yeah, and knock that all out. I'm tempted to have a go myself, but I'm not that great with that sort of stuff. So if anybody who watches is a tradie who does work with bricks and wants to help me out, I would love to hear from you. What do we got for the future? So I will be, in the next episode, fixing this car after our bingle and getting it ready for our race in July, where Shane Chancellor will be coming from South Australia and we'll be racing at Phillip Island, which I'm very excited about. Shane's a great dude. I caught up with him last week when I went over to South Australia for work for the day. And Aaron Semler, we had a beer together, which was cool. So that's good, we'll be doing that. I am also trying to get another project car. I'm not going to tell you anything about it because I just don't know if it's going to come to fruition. If it does, it is a very, very cool car that I've always wanted. This one is rough as guts. I just need to convince the guy to sell it to me, and he's a bit of a tough customer. So We'll see. It may happen, it may not, but I'm trying very hard. I just went and spoke to somebody who knows him, because he's quite hard to get hold of, and asked him to sort of put the hard word on him and talk to him about it and see if he can convince him to sell it. So we'll see. Anyway, hopefully I can get that car, because if I can, that will literally be the next stage of the Nugget Project. I'll still be racing this, I'll still be building this, but this will be the next sort of main project for the channel. So fingers crossed I can get this car, because it'd be very, very cool. Other than that, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Just a short one today. Just wanted to show you what's happening, where we're at. We're gonna get our racks up on the wall. We're gonna get our Raceworks banners and all the cool fun stuff, and make this place really, really workable as a great place to run this little shit show of a channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode where we fix this car.